Welcome back to my F1 22 part 25 My Team Career Mode, or episode 25. Last week was the US GP in Texas, and this week we have the Brazilian GP at Sao Paulo. So we are going on to the qualifying session now, and this will determine our grid order for the sprint race. That's right, we have a sprint race this week. And it's going to be a 6-lap sprint, I think. So here's the qualifying session, and I guess I'll see you at the other end. Alright, so that's the qualifying session over. We end up P11. So if this was a race, that would just be just outside the points. Since it's a sprint race for this qualifying, we're 3 places behind the points, because points is P8 in the sprint race. So we're sandwiched between Ocon and Bottas. And you can see the rivalry breakdown. Carlos Sainz beat us, but we're still tied. We're 6-6. It's gonna be a close one going down to the last race. And after that qualifying session, we had free practice 2, and here's all the R&D and discounts we are getting from that practice. So yeah, we now have a total of 1,853 R&D points. So I'm gonna make an upgrade, don't waste time. But the season is almost over. The next race is the Abu Dhabi GP, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, pretty exciting. Let's see who's gonna win. It's gonna be me or Carlos Sainz. I think Lewis Hamilton is too far to even be considered in this title fight. You see the upgrade I'm doing now is not going to even come in time for the Abu Dhabi GP. So it's just going to come in time for the next season, season 3. So yeah, but now here's the sprint. Here's, I don't know, Martin Brundle, David Crosby, I don't know, whoever talking. I'm going to let them explain the sprint race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, George Russell and Ricciardo, Hamilton, Vettel, Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon, Hughes, Bottas, Kevin Magnussen and Albon, Oscar Piastri, Schwartzman, Guan Yu Zhou and Pierre Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Stroll and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. The formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position. cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
Alright, so that is the formation lap over for the sprint race, and we have the 5 lights, and out and away we go. We are starting P11 behind Alcon. It looks like Bottas in the Alfa Romeo jumped us at the start, make a dive bomb on him, Alcon and Alonso, so I passed the 2 Alpines. I am now in P9, right behind Sebastian Vettel in the McLaren. And we are getting the rundown on him on this second straight, basically in the slipstream, and I just tuck in behind him, maybe do a little move on the outside, switch back to the inside, and switch back to the outside, and it looks like nothing happened. So I just concede to P9 after these couple of corners. And see, I go down the inside of Vettel. I made some contact, I think, but I don't think any of us suffered any damage. But it looks like the damage Vettel suffered was losing that P9 spot to Alonso. So you got the old rivalry back there fighting. But it looks like there was some glitch, because I just ghosted right through Lewis Hamilton. I know I don't have ghosting on, so that's pretty weird. I don't know what happened, but that should have been a sprint race ending collision, so I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that glitch with Hamilton was really weird. But anyway, going back to the sprint race, we are now in front of Hamilton, which means we are P7, which means we scored 2 points the sprint race, which is pretty good. And as I say that, we set a green sector 1 right now, which is also really good if we can get the fast lap, even though I'm pretty sure the fast lap point does not count for sprint races, only for the main race. But it'd be nice to have a fastest lap just to see what our car is capable of. But in our sights now, we have Daniel Ricciardo in the Ferrari, and it looks like Carlos Sainz took the fastest lap. And let's see if I can match it. And no, I can't. Couple tenths behind Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, which is Ricciardo's teammate, and I'm just sticking within Ricciardo's DRS range, so which is just 1 second. Once I get into the DRS range, let's see if I can make an overtake on him. And they say that we set a purple sector 1, pretty good, on lap 4. Green sector 2, lap 5. Let's see if we can get the fastest lap now. And no, we still can't. Still a couple tenths behind, but it looks like I make a huge dive bomb on Ricciardo, which obviously didn't work, because you can see Ricciardo still behind. I make another huge dive bomb on Ricciardo, which that time it did work, but we lost a bunch of time. So it looks like Ricciardo lost his front wing, probably from, oh wait, no, it's still there. It looked weird when I was looking behind, but it looks like he tried to overtake me into turn 1, and going into turn 2, I get him again. So I still have that P6 position. And let's see, he has DRS, he's in my slipstream, he's probably using air, no, and I'll break him into that turn. And on the last lap, it looks like Ricciardo won't be able to do anything, so I maintain P6, which is 3 points, pretty good, even though Sainz is going to get 8 points, which is not good, because he's the championship rival right now, so I'm trying to beat him. But yeah, this will determine our grid slot for the race, which is upcoming. And I guess in front of me is George Russell in the Mercedes. Let's see who we have. We have Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Russell, me, Ricciardo, Hamilton, and Vettel, and the 2 Alpines, and whatever was on the mini map. But there it is, sprint race over. We end up P6, pretty good from where we started. I'm pretty sure we started P11. Gained 5 position in 6 laps, almost 1 position a lap. Looks like we get driver of the day or driver of the sprint race. Here is the result. So you have Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Russell, me, Ricardo, Hamilton, Vettel, Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, Albon, Schwartzman, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Piastri, Latifi, Joe, Schumacher, Gasly, and Stroll. So now here's the race, and I guess I'll let Martin Brundle or David Croft, whoever's speaking, I'll let them, Natalie Pinkham, I don't know, Will Buxton. Oh, they should add Will Buxton. It's like an announcer in the game. But yeah, so here it is. I'll join you when it's the formation lap over.
One of the finest wet weather drives of all time. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7 mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Hughes, Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton, Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Carlos Sainz, Bottas, Albon, Robert Schwartzman, and Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Latifi, Guan Yu Zhou, and Mick Schumacher, Gasly, Stroll, Magnussen, they've taken a grid penalty, and Max Verstappen completes the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into Turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Okay, that was the formation lap over, and we started off P4 because of some penalties of the people in front of us, and it's 5 lights an hour, and away we go. We get a pretty slow start. As you can see, Ricardo and the Ferrari on my outside is catching up, and we banged some tires together, me and Ricardo, but it looks like, and yeah, I got the warning from the FIA for a collision. It looks like I still keep up P4. So it looks like Ricardo tried to overtake me down the inside of that turn. Looks like it didn't work, obviously. Here we have it now. Trying to overtake George Russell in the Mercedes for a podium position. It looks like Charles Leclerc set the fastest lap. I make a huge dive bomb down the inside and it sticks going into turn 2. And turn 3 I run a little wide. Good thing I didn't get a warning for track limits. Now I'm just trying to catch up to Lando Norris in the McLaren. Got P1, P2 right in front of me. So yeah, we're on the podium, which is pretty good. And it looks like Alonso overtook Ricardo and then overtook the Mercedes of George Russell as well. So Alonso's behind me in P4, just like he was in Baku. That was his the 2023 Azerbaijan GP. In real life, he was P4. I'm pretty sure behind who was P3? P3. It was Checo, Verstappen, Leclerc, and then Alonso in P4. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Alonso in the Aston Martin for the Baku GP. Not sure about that, but when this comes out, it should be May 5th or May 6th, depending on whatever. But and the fastest lap for lap 3 was 109.964. Charles Leclerc took another fastest lap. So, and I'm not catching up anytime soon. You can see the gap to me and Norris is just consistently 1.2 seconds. So let's see if I can even fight for the win, or I will just have to concede for P3 slots, because it looks like Alonso isn't gonna catch up anytime soon. We're 1.6 away from him, and that gap is steadily increasing with every lap that comes. But yeah, speaking, by the time I release this video, it should be May 5th, or May 6th, depending how I feel. But I'm recording this May 5th, so which is Miami GP time in real life. Not, I guess it's my home GP, but not like my state home GP. This is Logan Sargent. Yeah, technically Logan Sargent is from Fort Lauderdale in Florida, so technically this is state GP as well, so which is pretty cool. And looks like, I have to commentate on this, but going into lap 8, I jump into the pits now, and you see how fast this pit stop is. Here we go. It's 2.4 second pit stop, and it was pretty good. I just come out right behind Lando Norris, which sucks. I could have overtaken him in the pits, but it's okay. The pit crew did pretty good with a 2.4. So, and when we end up back onto the track, we end up P14 with Lando Norris in front of us, P13. But yeah, that pit stop brought us really close to Lando Norris, which I hope we can make an overtake. With both of us on cold tires though, cold mediums. At least they're not cold hards. But yeah, with both of us on cold medium, I hope I can do a move somewhere. Maybe going into turn 1, a dive bomb. Probably down the inside like every other dive bomb I did in this video. But yeah. So, yeah, speaking about the real life Miami GP, it is Logan Sargent, like home, like basically his home. It's Fort Lauderdale, basically right next to the actual circuit. So you think he just goes home, or like does he actually stay in the hotel? I'm sure he goes home, like, but I don't know about that. But yeah, and there is Mick Schumacher in the pitch now. That is what I keep forgetting. This Matt? It's not Matt. It's not Jeff. Is it Matt? No, it's Mark. There we go. They should make it where you can change your pit to Jeff, Mark. They can make a Matt. And it looks like I had some collision with Lando Norris. Right there, as you can see, I made a huge dive bomb. Probably not good. I probably gave him some damage, so I feel bad. Yeah, he went into the pits this lap. I probably gave him damage. That was my fault. But you know, if you want to fight for a win, you gotta fight for it. But that should have been a penalty. But lucky I didn't get a penalty. Oh yeah, and I'm just trying to catch up to Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull to secure the win, basically. Looks like Alonso moved up to a podium position. And it looks like I just set the fastest lap, which is pretty good. Let's see if I can hold that for the race, though. I know the AI, they love to just dump all their energy on the last lap just so they can secure that final point. And I set back-to-back fastest lap. Pretty good. But yeah, let's see now. And I just skipped ahead, nothing happened, but I'm like right on the booty. Right on the booty of Charles Leclerc. Am I gonna make a dive bomb? And I make a dive bomb on the Red Bull of Charles Leclerc, and it sticks. It works. On lap 14, we are now in P1 for the win of the Sao Paulo GP. Just another 3 more laps left. Let's see if I can secure that win. So, pretty good. Yeah. But the Miami GP, I'm sure free practice 1 has ended already by the time I'm recording this. Free practice 2 is either in session or is done already or it hasn't happened yet. So, who do you think is going to be the winner of the Miami GP this year? Personally, for me, like, I guess, I don't know. I'm pretty neutral. I don't have a one team, like, oh, I'm a Red Bull fan, I'm a Mercedes fan. But, yeah, pretty neutral. So, but I think it's going to be either Checo or Max. Because, like, there's just a Red Bull win. I know that for sure. I think everyone knows that for sure. You know, Ferrari or Mercedes might pull a trick out of the bag or something. Like, Charles Leclerc secured pole at the Azerbaijan. But, I mean, he couldn't win, though, because the race pace of the Red Bulls is crazy. So, unless, like, both Red Bulls DNF, I don't think there's a way that, like, on paper, any team could beat Red Bull. So, might be Checo because technically it's a street circuit, or is it on the street? I'm not sure. I know it's in the parking lot for sure. So, there's a parking lot street circuit. But the walls on the track, maybe it'll make Checo think it's a street circuit, making him gain that, like, extra like second a lap or something because he's crazy on street circuits like that. But I don't think maybe, but I think my main number one choice is gonna be Max Verstappen to win this race. The Miami, not Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, I'm winning. Look at that checker flag. There's the team celebrating. Woohoo! I'm weaving along the finish straight. There we go. And there's Charles Leclerc. We just bang sidewalls with my tire. That's crazy. Just like in Baku. George Russell and Max Verstappen. That's crazy. But like, yeah, Max Verstappen. That's my pick. Who's gonna win the Sao Paulo? Who do you think is gonna take pole? Maybe Charles Leclerc. I mean, he took pole last year, and I feel like he could have done better because I'm pretty sure I just watched his pole lap. He set a yellow sector 3, which is crazy. That means he could have gone faster. So maybe he'll take pole in this year as well. But Max Verstappen is looking quick. And if I remember, I think Max Verstappen was like P1 for the practice session, but practice sessions don't really mean anything. But yeah, so Max Verstappen is my pick. I guess my poll, I'll just say Charles Leclerc, make it spicy. So, yeah. So that's my predictions, you know. Let me know what your predictions are, if you even watch this all the way to the end. And if you did watch all the way to the end and you drop your predictions, I know you made it all the way to the end. But there's us celebrating our Sao Paulo win. Look at our team. So happy. And it's like Ben Daly right in the back. That's so cool to get yourself scanned into a game. Imagine if I was scanned into the game. That'd be crazy. If I got scanned into the game, I would let all of you know. I could have been a playtester for F123, but like, I don't know why. I just didn't do it. I should have done it. That'd be cool to test out the beta game. Oh yeah, let me know if you're excited for F123. That comes out June 16. Oh yeah, I have to go down the race. I mean, you can see who scored the points for the race. But let me go to result race. So you got me, and Leclerc, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Sainz, Ricciardo, Vettel, Ocon, Albon, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Tsunoda, Gasly, Magnussen, Schumacher, Latifi, Zhou, Norris, Piastri, Schwartzman. There's the race rundown for this race, but man, the championship standings. Carlos Sainz is only 3 points behind me, so this will go on to a last lap fight with Carlos Sainz. Last race fight. Last lap was a 2021 season with Hamilton. Literally the last lap, Hamilton and Verstappen. No, but this will be a last race fight with Carlos Sainz for the Ferrari and me. Yeah. Charles Leclerc should have stayed in the Ferrari instead of moving to the Red Bull. Maybe he could have gone a second championship back to back, because in this last season it was Charles Leclerc that took the drivers championship. So but he left, went to Red Bull, obviously. And I forgot to go talk about this race at all, spectate along the race. This is basically just my F1 podcast with me playing my team behind it. I hope you like it though. But here I am now choosing the activities until the next race, and we only have two days. That's crazy. I don't think that's right, but so I'm just switching all my engine components to the bad one for the practice session for the Abu Dhabi GP. Looks like I am not going to incur any penalties this whole season for taking brand new spanking engine component. I don't know why, like I see some people, they do their career mode on my team, like they always have like 5 ICEs, 5 MGUKs. Like I know I have the engine blowing up thing, I have that turned on. I guess I'm lucky, or my durability is really good, because I have never had an engine failure. And I know, like, even if I did and I try to restart the race, it would just happen because they are programmed into that race. So once you head into that race, it's just an RNG. RNG stands for random number generator, if you didn't know. I didn't figure it out until recently. But yeah, getting an engine failure is RNG, or like it's random. So if you head into that race, you can't restart the race or anything, or like try to like not save the game. It will just give you that engine failure every single time you do that race. So I'm surprised I haven't gotten an engine failure yet, but fingers crossed I don't jinx myself. But join us next week for the Abu Dhabi GP. As you see, we're like 6th in the R&D, pretty good. From like a couple races ago we are all the way behind. But join us for next week's episode.